All right, let's talk about something nobody else wants to touch. Your disappearing friends in your 20s. You V noticed it, I V noticed it, everyone notices it. One day you are inseparable. The next you are not even exchanging holiday greetings, and you are probably sitting there sipping your artisanal oat milk latte. Wondering if you did something wrong, if you are suddenly a social pariah or worse. If you are just alone now, let me tell you, you are not. And this isn't a problem. It is an opportunity, a massive blinking neon sign pointing directly at your financial freedom. Because guess what? Most friendships fade in your 20s, and that is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of growth. Specifically, it is a sign you are growing smarter, growing richer, and growing out of the habits that keep most people broke. Complexity is a status signal for people who want to feel smart but stay poor. And if you can't explain it to a 12-year-old, you are just gambling. This is gambling. This is common sense. This is the simple, boring, yet incredibly effective truth nobody wants to hear. Your casual friendships are a drain, both emotionally and financially, and shedding them is one of the best things that can happen to your net worth. First, let us dismantle this romanticized notion of lifelong friends. It is mostly fiction, a Hollywood trope designed to sell you sentimental garbage, high school and college friendships. They rebuilt on proximity, not genuine connection. You see each other 5 days a week because you are forced into the same institutional boxes. You live 10 minutes away, you go to the same parties. It is convenience, pure and simple. When that proximity vanishes, so does the friendship. And you know what? Good. Because that kind of friendship, the one based on default settings, often comes with an unspoken financial cost, endless rounds of expensive drinks you don't even enjoy, dinners at overpriced restaurants just to catch up, impulse purchases you wouldn't make alone. Because peer pressure is a silent killer of financial goals. Don't get me wrong, you can have good friendships with distance, but it requires effort, and frankly most people aren't willing to put in the effort unless there is a genuine shared purpose, not just shared history. When everyone scatters after graduation, for jobs, for spouses, for different lifestyles, it creates a gap, a chasm that is incredibly hard to bridge, especially when everyone is juggling real adult responsibilities. You think flying across the country for a casual catch-up is financially savvy. I don't. That money could be earning interest, that time could be spent building an asset. This shift in environment, it changes your relationships. And that is not just okay, it is healthy for your bank account. It forces you to reevaluate where your resources are going, your time, your energy, and your money. Then there is the myth of lifelong friends. You hear stories about people who've been best friends since kindergarten. It happens. Sure, but it is the exception, not the rule. Most friends are seasonal. They re-meant for a specific stage of your life. And that is perfectly acceptable. It is not a negative thing. It is an evolutionary thing. You had college friends for partying, and now you are trying to build a career, start a family, chase real goals, while they still getting hammered every weekend, spending their hard-earned cash on fleeting pleasures. You are on different paths with different values, different goals, and clinging to those old connections out of some misplaced sense of loyalty is a disservice to yourself and your financial future. You can wish them well from a distance, but you don't need to subsidize their lifestyle, nor do you need them dragging you down with theirs. Accepting this truth early, that friendships evolve, that some people are meant to be temporary anchors, not permanent ones, will save you a lot of emotional baggage and a lot of money. Because those mismatched friendships often lead to mismatched spending. You are trying to save, they trying to splurge. Who do you think usually wins that silent battle of wills, the loudest voice? The one pushing for immediate gratification, and that is rarely the one pushing for long-term wealth. Why do friendships truly fade? Well, 3 main reasons. First, different priorities. Some people, like me, grind away at their careers. Some prioritize relationships. Some travel. Some hobbies. I had a friend who got married and had kids right out of high school. While the rest of us were chasing bachelor's degrees, we were on completely different waves of life. And that is fine for me. I've been focused on my career, which I've enjoyed, but the cost is not being able to hang out as much. If I am making YouTube videos on a Friday night, building my empire, and my old friends are out drinking, wasting money, our priorities simply don't align. And that is okay. I am not going to apologize for choosing financial independence over repetitive, meaningless socializing. It gets old, it gets boring, and it definitely doesn't grow your net worth. The second reason is geography. Moving to a new city, even just 30 minutes away, drastically reduces the opportunities to connect. When you are growing up, everyone lives close. A 15-minute drive to a buddy's house was nothing. Now, with people scattered across states, even countries, coordinating anything becomes an energy investment. And that leads to the third reason, energy investment. Friendships, like anything valuable, require effort. If one person stops putting in the energy, the relationship naturally fades. I had a buddy from college. I was always the one reaching out for his birthday. For a catch-up, my birthday was 9 days after his. Never a text from him. Never a friendship. Is a two-way street. And if I am the only one driving, I am just going to run out of gas. I am not going to beg to be your friend. My time, my energy, my mental space, they too valuable for that. They assets that need to be invested wisely, not squandered on one-sided relationships. If someone is willing to reciprocate, they not a good investment, period. Now, why is this actually a good good thing because losing friends, or rather letting surface-level connections fade, frees up space and time for new friends who align more with your current stage of life. You become more selective, and the friendships you do keep, they become deeper, not wider. I'd rather have 3 to 5 really close, dependable friends than 12 surface-level acquaintances. I can trust who can offer real support. I want ride or dies, people who understand my hustle, who celebrate my wins, and who, crucially, don't drag me down with their bad financial habits. This process also teaches you independence, which is vital for building confidence and a strong financial foundation in your 20s. Being able to do your own thing, to be productive, to grow in your own ways. That is invaluable. It is okay to lose some friends. It creates room to make new ones, better ones who actually contribute to your journey, not detract from it. So, how do you actually build stronger adult friendships, ones that are financially neutral or even beneficial? First, be intentional. Friends don't just happen in adulthood. You have to reach out, you have to plan. You have to follow up, and it has to be reciprocal. But more importantly, focus on shared values over shared interests. People who want similar things out of life, those are the long-term players, the ones who get it. I've noticed this with my current close friends. We all very success-driven, oriented towards building wealth long-term. Whether it is through business or investing, we value doing well for ourselves. That alignment is crucial because it means we not constantly pulling each other in different directions with our spending habits or life choices. You are not going to find me at the club blowing $1,000 on bottle service when I could be investing that in an S&P 500 index fund. My real friends understand that, they respect that, and frankly, they redoing the same damn thing. Quality over quantity, always. 2 to 3 truly aligned friends are worth more than 100 casual acquaintances. They part of your financial ecosystem, not a drain on it. They your board of directors, your accountability partners, not just warm bodies to fill a bar stool. Second, put yourself in environments where growth-minded people congregate, whether that is professional networking events, specialized hobby groups, or even just the gym. Seek out people who have similar interests, and then over time, discern if they have similar values. This requires putting yourself out there, introducing yourself, being genuinely curious about others. Most people gravitate towards confidence, kindness, and humility, especially if you are not constantly bragging about yourself, but are truly trying to connect. If you are a nice, respectful person with a clear vision for your life, people will be drawn to that because most people are aimless, most people are broke, most people are chasing fleeting pleasures. You are not, you are building something, and the right people will recognize that. Think about it. Where do you find people who prioritize financial independence, who understand compound interest, who are actively working towards building something substantial? They not usually at the frat party or the weekly happy hour. They in online communities dedicated to investing. They at entrepreneur meetups. They in specialized masterminds. They reading books. They learning. They growing. And if you want to be one of them, you need to be where they are. Surrounding yourself with people who talk about passive income instead of playoff scores is a game changer for your financial trajectory. It sounds cold, it sounds calculated, and it is. But so is compound interest. And that is how you get rich. Not by chasing popularity contests. This is about being a hermit. It is about being strategic. It is about understanding that your social circle is one of the most powerful influences on your financial habits. Show me your 5 closest friends, and I'll tell you your net worth. It is an old adage because it is true. If your friends are always blowing their money on depreciating assets, on experiences that offer no return, on lifestyle inflation, guess what? You are probably doing the same, or you are constantly fighting against that tide. And that is exhausting and expensive. It is much easier to swim with the current, to be surrounded by people who uplift you, who challenge you to be better, who encourage your financial discipline, rather than subtly sabotaging it. These are the friends who will celebrate your early retirement, not mock your frugal choices. These are the friends who will share investment tips, not just gossip about last night's party. These are the friends who understand that delayed gratification is not a punishment, it is a superpower. The main takeaway here is simple. Friendships fading doesn't mean failure, it means transition. It is a normal part of your 20s, and it is a financially intelligent one. Don't cling to old friendships out of guilt, appreciate them for what they were, and allow yourself to grow into new ones. It is okay if you talk to your buddies constantly growing up and now you barely speak. It is more common than people realize. Your 20s are about building the foundation for the rest of your life. That means growing your career, focusing on your health, getting financially stable, and building truly high-quality relationships. The ones that aren't T-quality, they will naturally fade. And that is not just okay. It is incredibly healthy for your finances and your overall well-being, because every minute you spend on a low-quality friendship, every dollar you spend trying to maintain a relationship that no longer serves you, is a minute and a dollar you could have invested in yourself, in your future, in building true wealth and freedom. So stop agonizing over vanished connections and start investing in the ones that matter. The ones that push you forward, not hold you back. Because at the end of the day, your net worth is a direct reflection of your habits, and your social circle is a huge part of those habits. Choose wisely or stay poor. The choice is yours. Remember, being financially savvy means being ruthlessly honest with yourself about where your resources are going, and that includes your social capital. your emotional capital, and your actual capital. Invest wisely. My friends, invest wisely.